All right, we're down to the last 8. We're gonna go on with Ghost of Hyde. This is the first Ghost in the second season. The second season only consists of 8 episodes. So let's get to this one. I will mention though before that I prefer the first season theme song. The second theme song is alright. Like, it's literally the same thing. It's just a different voice. But I personally prefer, the first one. Also, the whole lack of editing. Like, for example, when Scooby's still in the barrel, and it's obviously from the episode of Charlie the robot, and he crashes into the robot, and he looks up, and suddenly it's the witch doctor. Like, that editing, like, I understand, maybe it costs a lot of money to make a whole new theme song, and a new credit scenes, so, I don't, it's not like something that like bothers me, like, oh, this is bad. No, it's just something that like I've never really processed when I was a kid. It wasn't until like here, it's like they literally kept everything else the same, except for like when the monsters would appear, they would just have the 8 monsters or ghosts from the second season. But yeah, that's my take on the second season theme song. All right, Ghost of Hyde. I took away 3 points really quickly because why would a ghost want diamonds? Again, this is when ghosts don't care about diamonds. They're dead. What are they gonna do with diamonds? They can't turn it in. They can't do anything with it. They're dead. Boom. -3. Hiding in the mystery van. +3. A very clever, creative way to incorporate how the gang like finds out about the mystery. They literally they're like cold and they want the blanket, and Scooby just pulls it over and he sees a ghost. He's like, so +3 for that. Oh, the bit where they open the door in the back of the house, and it's like, oh, it's open. This is gonna be easy. And then the trapdoor falls, and all 5 of them go down. Gave me a bunch of Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed vibe. Like, obviously, this was created way before Scooby-Doo 2. But I don't know. I like that. That could have probably been like an influence in it, and if not, it's still like the correlation there. Cool. 1 point. The story is heard from the eventual person who's behind the mask. -3. Also, Helga being a bad maid after having been like a circus performer. +1. I liked it. The whole you guys are dusting up this place after I already cleaned it, and it was already like, 1 point. The clues was the Helga paper, her being an acrobatic person, the hidden, the duster in that ironing board thing, and the suction cups. 3 points in total. Oh wait, no, there's also the knockout pills and the phosphorus chemical that they found under the bed. All make it to look like Helga was the person behind the Ghost of Hyde. So 5 points there. So I wanted to give a point for the Indian Scooby and the army Shaggy. I found that funny, especially when like Cassie Kasem, the voice of Shaggy in the show, he is like, "Oh, you give it back, or we will," whatever. I need to look this up because this was funny. So essentially, this part.
If you don't sign the treaty, running dog, we'll take back the trinkets and beads. Whatever, then go.
Then go. So that part, I find it funny. +1. Hyde does capture Shaggy, +2 points for that. You can see that Hyde is essentially strong, just picking up the friggin' TB, and he's also very agile and quick, so +2. He's essentially a chemist or mad scientist, you know. That brings the whole point of like how. So this guy is like saying, I'm turned like, so my grandfather, the original Mr. Hyde, you know, the original Jekyll and Hyde, I think I'm blacking out and turning into his ghost. How do you turn into a ghost of your grandfather? I mean, yeah, you have the DNA, but like, it wouldn't be a ghost, it'd just be a new Hyde, you know? But I didn't take or add anything of that. It's just like I was thinking of it, but the running music for this one, I like the running music. +1. I like that this is something that they incorporate in the second season, and it gives a little bit more like freedom, I guess, for them to be able to like do something with like a chase scene, rather than just like try to fill in spots. And here they just like have fun. Music in the background is cool. So really good. The trap works. So +4 for that. -4 because they were wrong. They thought it was Helga. Or the majority of the people thought it was Helga. And then they took off the mask and it was like, nope, it's just Mr. Jekyll. So, -4. The whole trying to twist it and trying to frame somebody else, +1. The explanation of why and this, +7. And the episode overall, 7. I like. It's not one of my favorite ghosts. It's all right, but you know, I think the episode does well. For the first episode of the new season, with the whole, and you can really tell that in this season, the characters are much more, what's it called, goofy in a way, more like they're more involved with their surroundings than the first season, and that's one of the things that I liked about this season. So in total, Ghost of Hyde, 24 points. Zentuo. First of all, my favorite game, Scooby-Doo, Night of 100 Frights. Great game. And then Scooby-Doo Unmasked, that also has Zentuo. Why did I mention the other game? So yeah, I'm going with this one. So Scooby-Doo Unmasked is where Zentuo is. So yeah. So how do they bump into the mystery? Daphne bought the mask at a shop, so +3. The whole dialogue between Scooby and the Chinese person when he goes get the steamer thing, where he's just like barking, he's like, and the Chinese person is speaking in their language, or so they make it sound like it. +1. The story is heard from the villain again, so -3 points for that. The first incorporation of, well, wait, no. I might have to take a point for that. But essentially he has like an army of zombies, or not an army, he has a duo of zombies to do his bidding. So +1 for that for Zentuo. The car chase, I really like the car chase. It's the first time that we actually see them trying to run away in their car. And I mean, again, it was just goofy. They go into a hotel and all this stuff. So really like that car chase. 1 point. That bit where they're like, I forgot. I think they were like about to crash somewhere, and they all block their eyes. Even Fred, who's supposed to be driving. So +1. Scooby on a bike. So he like falls out of the mystery machine, and then the car with the two zombies comes up, and then he goes to get a bike and still pedals faster than the car. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, Scooby has some mad powers in them legs, man. So 1 point. A banana peel makes the mystery machine slip. I really shouldn't add or take away a point, but I did at that moment, so I'm gonna keep it that way.
If your credit card debt is out of
-1.
if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in
I also took a point away because Scooby's hand, once they have crashed and they're like surrounded by fish, Scooby's hand turns green when he's looking for Shaggy, and I was like, what? And so I just thought that was kind of weird, but then it is what it is, animation back in the day. So -1 point for that. I added that point back though, because I then technically gave Zentuo power that he can sort of like appear through fire or use fire in some way. So +1 for that. They do capture Daphne, +2. The clues were as backwards note, the note that's they read, and it's like, I don't know what this says, and apparently it's backwards if you use a mirror. And then the carrier pigeon, +1. So Daphne, no, so they captured Daphne, and then they captured Fred and Velma by actually setting a trap, and there's no way out. So I gave 2 points for capturing Fred, 2 points for capturing Velma, and 1 point because this is an actual trap that they set up. They literally open the door. He's like, go in, try to save your friend. And once they're inside, boom, trap them in. So, smart people. So in total for that segment, +5. Oh, the Scooby motorcycle, essentially. Again, the season's much more goofier, so it's, Shaggy gets on Scooby and Scooby turns into a motorcycle. +1. I took away a point though, because when Shaggy is drawing lines, before the first time that Zentuo takes a step, there's already a line behind him. So -1. I'm gonna skip this one and come back to it. But so the next one is that he eventually does captures Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, meaning that he essentially captured everybody. So that should probably be an extra point, but I don't have my pen, my trusty pen with me. Let me see if that would change anything at the end. Ooh. Nah, it's fine. So capture Scooby and Shaggy, +2 for each, total of 4. Took away 2 points because the trap kind of worked. I mean, they still, with this thing, and even Velma's like, well, it's not how we planned it, but we got ourselves the ghosts, so. But I took away points for that, -2. So The explanation of the episode, +5. Episode itself, +6. So it was after. Okay, so eventually. Wait, yeah. So at first, Zentuo was always after the mask, and then afterwards they were just trying to get rid of them. So they were always after something, personally to me, and so I added 1 point for that, and 1 point, not real, because the scaring really didn't happen until afterwards. So 1 point for each, a total of 2 points. And I also gave 2 extra points because Zentuo was ready to essentially kill Shaggy and Scooby with the whole explosions of the fireworks. So this is an individual who is willing to go, full criminal. So in total, all the points totaled up, Zentuo gets 32 points.